guys all have a great day? Did you overeat some chocolate? Yeah, I can tell you some stuff after the serious stuff about my Valentine's Day. So, did you see the Trump White House Valentine message? Here's a look at it. I don't know. I know Valentine's Day is a fake holiday, but it's meant to spread love. Here's what it said. Violets are blue. Come here illegally and we'll deport you. And it's got the cutout face of Rumster and home in the border czar. And they said in the message, Happy Valentine's Day, and then heart. I don't know. This started with Jill Biden, who had messages of love and acceptance and peace. So, they're real haters. So, ICE is out of money. And they've been up to the hill, Holman and the Project 2025 dude, begging for more money, more funds immediately. And that's a whole nother big can of worms. And I'm going to address it in the next video. So watch for it. It's coming. So why is ICE out of money? And have you noticed the orange dude hasn't said much about my immigrations and I've got the best policy of deportations in the history of mankind? Yeah, even though he's a liar, he is not doing it because his deportations are not as many as Obama, anywhere near, and not as many as Biden in the same time frame. Okay, just the same time frame. But they've made this big hoop-de-doo. And why have they spent all the money that they had allocated? And there's money there. There was. Because of all the big photo ops. Buying the expensive jets. I mean, they're not buying them. They're using them, but the fuel and such. To take 10 people down to Venezuela. And all the ICE raids that had like 50, 60 ICE armed to the gills and Kristi Noem in full metal jacket. And then they bring out like 2 people. This is why they're making a deal with Eric Adams. Through this whole thing with people quitting and all that, the massacre at the Justice Department that you could blame on Trump and his cronies. It's because they want easy targets to go in and raid, not necessarily criminals, although, I'm waiting to hear how many criminals they've rounded up. They've rounded up, some dudes. But if they were heavy-duty criminals, we'd be hearing about it shouted from the rooftops. It would be in every photo op in the White House in his little press fake briefings. And instead we get, I'm banning paper straws. Paper straws! I don't like paper straws. Plastic straws choke birds. That's why I like paper straws. It has nothing else to do with anything but, I like birds. Oh, but no, we don't want to. We don't want to encourage birds. Let's just get rid of all the birds. There's no big photo op of Trump saying, look at all the people we've arrested. Because they're out of money and they haven't arrested that many. He's behind Obama, and I'll bet that frosts his cake, and he's behind Biden. Biden did a pretty good job on this. They were just terrible at messaging. Holman did go to the Hill, and he said the administration needs to see more mass deportations and fewer detainees being released from immigration custody, because they are catching them and they are releasing them because they're catching the wrong people who are legally here. It's not funny. I'm not laughing. Sorry. It's just they're so inept. They're so totally inept. Why are they out of money? Well, because they've spent so much on the photo ops. But there's lack of funds, lack of detention space, lack of officers, and they are laying off some people like stupidly. With the mass layoffs and the part-time people, they're just boom. So yeah, they've already stretched themselves to the limit with 4 weeks, only 4 weeks into the administration. So their original goals were 1 million deportations this year. And they're not anywhere near, even, if we have every month and we multiply it times 12 and all that, we're not anywhere near that. So they've asked for Congress to give them immediately. They want it this, like right now. Because Elon Musk, although he seems like he's saving money, there's no money saved. And you certainly don't save money by laying people off and telling them they're going to get their salary anyway. How does that help? I never understood that when you'd get in trouble at work and you get suspended, but it would be suspension with pay. And it's like, how does that help anything? They get to stay home and they get their money too? What? They want $175 billion immediatamente. That means right away, immediately, to help immigration and customs enforcement, to acquire more detention space, because those cronies are out there building the prisons, but they want to bill it all to the American taxpayer. And they want to boost staff and address other needs. And are they going to check with Elon Musk on this stuff? On the staff thing? Here's what Tommy Tuberville, the guy who held up, the promotions for our military. At the end of the day, we got to spend more money. These guys, they're really... The administration wants to be on track to arrest roughly 25,000 immigrants in Trump's first month in office. And I think it's too late. The White House hasn't released daily arrest updates since February 4th. Okay, like it's after Valentine's Day now. February 4th, 10 days ago. On that day, that snooty little gal that wears her cross. I have a cross too. But I practice being a good Samaritan. That snooty little girl that always is attacking the media for everything. God, she needs to read the Constitution. They report 815 arrests that day. And we've got Kristi Noem, the dog killer, the puppy killer, Ann Holman, appearing on Fox News. They're like regulars now. I wish Hegstaff still was. They say they need more staffing. More law enforcement officers are needed to carry out the arrest and detention operations Trump wants. They should have thought about this earlier in Project 2025. I mean, they knew they were going to do this. Why weren't they planning better? The American Immigration Council projects that the American Immigration Council projects that to arrest 1 million people a year, ICE would need 30,000 new officers and staff, because somebody's got to process them out. The study estimates that would cost $7 billion a year. But meantime, they're going to cut our old ladies, our old folks, Meals on Wheels, and children's breakfast programs. Because Let's just throw some more money around so that these private prisons can build more prison space while our seniors are going to go hungry. I wonder if they've cleared this with Musk. They put in a request to hire more staff. We'll see what the white-bellied billionaire and his son, this poor little boy. I don't talk about children in a disparaging way. He's a cute little guy. He did pick his nose, and he did point at Trump and mumble something. The current immigration court backlog involves more than 3.5 million active cases. Now, that increased under the Biden administration. Now, the Trump people said they've struck deals with Venezuela, India, El Salvador for them to accept deportation flights and repatriate its citizens. But they're going to send others there. They're saying there was one idea that was floating that they would send Americans who are imprisoned there. That's why I'm not committing any crimes, okay? And I'm carrying my real ID, my California real ID, with me everywhere I go because I've seen the videos. They're very entertaining, but not funny. Many other countries are refusing to accept the return of their own citizens, including China, Cuba, and Russia. Maybe Trump can work on that with his good friend Putin. Did you hear about a plane that left the United States and went to Russia and then came back? What was on that plane? Valentine's Day chocolates from Trump to Putin. And that's not funny either. This is from The Hill. Senior Trump administration officials told Republican senators at a closed-door lunch, I think it was either last week or the week before, that they're running out of money to secure the border, and they need Congress immediately to pass that aforementioned $175 billion. They want to complete the wall and hire more law enforcement agents. So who is there asking Congress this? Tom Homan and White House Budget Director Russell. I wrote Project 2025. I've been plotting this for 50 years. Vote. I don't know if he's been plotting it for 50 years, but they have at least been working on it since Trump's first administration because they wanted to do this then. They warned lawmakers that they can't wait a few months for Republicans to reach agreement on the complex tax package. They need the money now. They need it now. And I'll have more on that in the next video. And get this. At the beginning of this video, I said, ICE is running out of money. That comes from Mr. Gorgeous himself, Senate Budget Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham. Tom Homan said, I'm begging you for money. Russell Vought said, we're running out of money for immigration and customs enforcement. We can't rob other accounts any longer. They're robbing accounts? Of course they are. And this is the one. Graham reported that Holman explained new money from Congress would help law enforcement agents track down an estimated 300,000 children who've been smuggled into the United States and separated from their parents. See, because they can deport these children, if they can find them, a lot easier than they can the cartel dudes. Because the cartel dudes are gone. They're gone. They're hidden. They're hiding out somewhere in their hideouts. You know, criminals have hideouts. So that fight is going to heat up. It's already heating up behind closed doors in Congress. Immigration encounters are down at ports of entry. That's not what he promised. Okay, we've been stopping people at ports of entry for a long time and did a great job under Biden and Obama. He promised to root out the people who were released from insane asylums and prisons. And if there's so many millions of them, millions and millions, why can't they find them? And you know what? If they were finding them, they'd be screaming it from the rooftops every day. All right, I digress. He promised 11 million or so deportations of the criminals and the insane asylum people. And they're not anywhere near it. And I could go on and quote all the reports from Obama versus Biden versus Trump. Trump's first month when he said he was going to handle this, fail. Grade F. Just like eggs. I love eggs. I'm just not going to buy eggs. It's, I don't know. He's a liar. They haven't done anything about food prices. In fact, they're going up. And in fact, they're going to go up even higher once the tariffs kick in. And he admitted it's going to be painful in the short run. And what's the short run to him? Is it like dog years or is it like regular time? Because I think it's going to seem like a long, long time. Gas here in California, oh my God, I know we pay extra taxes on gas here, and it's worth it. I love my state. But he's not doing it, folks. Instead, they're firing the people who manage the nuclear codes. That's what they did. It's just a shit show. And I'm going to say this. I've worked in broadcasting for a long time. I began my career in broadcasting. And I'll tell you this right now. There was the newsroom, those of us who write and gather information and produce content. And then there's the engineers, the technical side. And then as we developed and changed into the computerized era, it was us and then the IT folks. And it was always, can I do this? Can I just, get this image, and can I, take the mole that's on, the senator's face that's really, or the pimple that's ready to explode? Can I just, remove that a little bit? Well, no, because you're going to have to do this and this and this and this. And then later, after you study, you realize it's really easy to remove that freaking mole. And they would do that so that they could keep their power. They could keep their little IT power. It's a skill set. It doesn't mean that they're smart or smarter than us. It just means that they're different. And we have to work together. But Trump constantly saying, he's so brilliant. He's the smartest man alive. It's like in one area. And don't forget, he inherited his wealth. Okay. He inherited his wealth, and I'm not getting into it, but wow. I'm Gloria Moraga, political woman, giving you an update on Trump's immigration status. We won't even go there. It's Saturday, February 15th, to give you context for when I posted this. Things might change, but they're out of money. Okay, ICE is out of money. They've been to Congress. It's a fact check, and they need Congress to hurry and give them more money that they can spend on ridiculous, expensive plane flights, taking 2 or 3 people out of the country. This is not the way to spend our money. And they're going to cut health care for the poor and the disabled, and they're going to cut Meals on Wheels for seniors, and they're going to cut food for babies, for children. It's a crime. We've already killed people because of the whole U.S. aid, and we are a laughing stock. We are shameful on the world stage. Political woman, please subscribe. I mean, where else can you get this happy news? I'm Gloria Moraga. Please be safe.